easy to follow recipe, ship free to your door. Limited time, get $30 off. HelloFresh.com/Colin. So funny yesterday. We have Dak Prescott on today. We have Le'Veon Bell of the Steelers on today. We have Drew Brees coming up, we hope, here in a couple of minutes. We had Eli Manning. Eli had tremendous success against the Eagles this year. By the way, here we go again. New England's been to the Super Bowl so many times. It's like, etched in their schedule. Like before the season starts, they just put down, we'll be in the Super Bowl. Here's another team. Chatter. Alshon Jeffery on the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. He got all the way to day 10 of preparation before he said, ain't no if. We're speaking it into existence. When we win this game on Sunday, we're probably going to celebrate, have some fun. We're bringing that trophy back to Philadelphia, man. Alshon Jeffery just couldn't contain himself. Only had to go 2 more days. He'd be just fine. And no bulletin board material. And I've said this before, is that, and I'll tell you at the top of the hour who I like and why I like in this game. I think we're making the classic mistake of taking the last game each of these teams played and giving it too much impact. Remember how New England beat Jacksonville? What did everybody say? Oh, they cheated. It's rigged. There's no penalties. So the country is devaluing New England's win. Only 1 penalty. Referees gave them the job. So the country, the average fan, is giving no respect to New England's win over Jacksonville. A team that beat Pittsburgh twice, both times in Pittsburgh. No respect. The country similarly is watching that win by Philadelphia over Minnesota and giving it too much credibility. Minnesota became the 6th straight team to win a playoff game by a walk-off touchdown and then get hammered the following week. As I said, anytime a professional sports team in America, we have it right here. If you look at that's a different stat. Don't put that one up yet. That's a different rant I have later. Don't put that one up yet. This is all about if you destroy. Yeah, put it up. Here we go. NFC Championship winners by 20-plus points. So these are teams that have won since 2000. In the last 17 years, they have crushed a team in the NFC Championship. Giants, Seahawks, Bears, Panthers, Falcons. They are 0 for 5 in Super Bowls. We are overvaluing. We're living in the moment. We're paralyzed by what Philadelphia did in their last game. And we do this every year because we know who's going to show up in the AFC. It's going to be Brady, it's going to be Ben, it's going to be Peyton Manning. It's led by those 3 guys. They've dominated the conference. The NFC, it's usually a team with great emotion. They got a slogan. They get hot late. This is what we're doing again this year. We're falling for it again. 75% of the public is on Philadelphia. Vegas has won money on 25 of the last 27 Super Bowls. Drew Brees, now one of the all-time greats, a Super Bowl champion and MVP, 17 NFL seasons, is joining us via the Coward Global Satellite Network. I'm watching the documentary Tom versus Time, Drew, and I'm watching the 2 Bills last night, the documentary, and it strikes me that Belichick and Brady are very similar. They're obsessed. They're workaholics. They're detail-oriented. And that their relationship has endured because they're really very similar. Academic leaning, a mile deep into football and family. That's what they love. And I look at you quarterbacks that last with your coach, and they always say opposites attract. But my argument is they may attract each other, but in order to work long-term in a marriage or in a football marriage, you have to have some morals, some values that you share. You and your coach, Sean Payton, literally are connected at the hip intellectually. Did you know it instantly?
Yeah, I felt that, certainly. He was the first person to reach out to me back during free agency, and that was coming off of my shoulder injury, which was pretty significant. And, I'm sure there were a lot of people that felt like, I wasn't going to be able to come back and play, or certainly play at the same level. And yet that first call that I received was from Sean Payton, right after he'd gotten the job in New Orleans, saying that he wanted me to come down and be his quarterback. And so right off the bat, just the confidence that he showed in me at a time when I was I was pretty down and out, obviously coming off of that injury, not knowing what the future held for me. That was significant. And, from my first visit with him where, he started showing me the offense, I remember on the dry erase board, and he started drawing up plays that I had run in San Diego that were some of my favorite plays, just as you watch film. And
Yep.
he said, these are plays that I know you do well. These are plays that are your favorites. So guess what? This is going to be one of the staples of our offense because I want to, in essence, build this around you and what you do well. And so for a head coach to do that, especially in his first year there as a head coach, a lot of times they come in and say, hey, my way or the highway, and you learn it or, you're out. It was I felt like I had a say and I had involvement, and we were doing this together. We were in it together always. And so, here we are 12 years later, and to watch what, I think our teams have been able to accomplish and what we've been able to be a part of, and to watch the offense evolve, it's been an amazing journey.
I watched that game against Minnesota, and I said the following Monday, that's as well as I've seen you play. And I have a theory, Drew, that the reason you and Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady and some of you veteran guys have never been better is because about 5 years ago, we stopped using huddles. And the smart guys who were great pre-snap with the right coach are eating this league up. I think you're as good as you've ever been. The only thing I worry about, your legs, the push-off, physically. How long can you go, Drew?
I made the statement a couple years ago that I felt like I could play till 45. I felt like I had kind of found somewhat of a fountain of youth at that time in regards to what I was doing from a training perspective and recovery and diet and sleep habits and just, everything, mechanics and how obsessive I am about that. And, I still think that's possible. It's just a matter of whether, I want to do that, and I feel like that's still so far away. I'm 39 years old right now. And I think the approach that I took this year, maybe different than what I have in the past, is I really just stayed in the moment, and I didn't look past anything other than what was right in front of me, and just valuing each and every day and each and every opportunity, and, enjoying the locker room even, a little bit more, and enjoying the wins a little bit more, just taking time just to enjoy that, but also staying very focused on the task at hand, and not taking anything for granted. I never want to do that. And, I don't know when I'm going to walk away from the game. I'd like to do it on my own terms. I'd like to do it because, hey, I'm ready for the next chapter in my life, or whatever it might be, as opposed to everybody, 32 teams telling me I can't play anymore. But I don't know when that's going to be, and so I'll sit here and tell you that I know I'm playing this year, and I know what my focus is going to be, and that's a singular focus about how to win a championship. I feel like we have the team to do it. I feel like it's going to be a lot of hard work. I feel like we're going to have to create a great sense of urgency this offseason in regards to our preparation and creating that edge for ourselves. But I'm looking no further past this year.
I want to get this in because we're up against the clock, and Drew is nice enough to join us, and he's bouncing around on radio shows today. He launched a youth football flag league called Football in America. FNA is a nationwide 6-on-6 co-ed youth flag football league for kids kindergarten through 8th. We got about a minute here. Drew, fire away on it. Promote it. Thank you again. Promote it.
Yeah, so, I played flag football all the way up until 9th grade. That's when I transitioned to flag football. And, listen, I think football right now is at risk because I think a lot of parents feel like tackle football is the only option, and therefore their kids aren't playing. Well, I'm here to tell you that we do have an option, and it's football in America. It's flag football. But also, I feel like flag football has been very fractured in our country over the last, 5 years as this began to, kind of pick up. And that is because everybody's playing by different rules. Some are 5-on-5, some are 7-on-7, some are 6-on-6. So bottom line is we try to create a real standard, a real gold standard for flag football. We want this to be the premier flag football league in this country to not only help kids learn the game of football, and then if they ever wanted to transition to the tackle football game, but also to create a fun, family-friendly environment that is great for communities, that brings communities together and kind of unites us all. So if you want to learn more information about our leagues, you can go to playfna.com. We're looking to expand our leagues across the country. We had 3 in New Orleans this last fall. We're probably going to have 15 to 20 of them coming up the next fall, and we're going to continue to expand it nationwide. We're looking for commissioners right now to run those leagues, in which we would provide support to them. It would all be under the Football in America umbrella, though. So, again, playfna.com. We're really excited to expand these leagues nationwide.
Drew, appreciate it. Always got your back. I love watching you play. Keep playing, bud. You're a pleasure. Thanks, man.
You got it. Thank you.
Yeah, Drew Brees. I really did. I thought against Minnesota, I was actually so disappointed in what his defense did for him. I think Drew Brees, I think Tom Brady, I think Phillip Rivers, I think these veteran guys who are because of no huddle, are playing better than ever. And it's just a matter of, can their legs take the beating? It's not their arm. These guys can throw forever. Drew Bledsoe could still make the throws. It's the legs. My prediction of the game next.
One of the most polarizing teams in college basketball is coming to Big Game Saturday. Marvin Bagley leads the #4 ranked Blue Devils against St. John's in Madison Square Garden. Saturday, Duke at St. John's at 11:30 Eastern on Fox.